Welcome. Good evening. My name is Robert Syslo. I run a creative agency called Syslo Ventures. I don't know why I decided to start so monotone, but I decided to start this way because I can, and that's what I'm gonna do. Good evening, good morning, whenever you see this video, how are you doing? Okay, all right, here's what we're gonna do. We are gonna talk about something that I find very interesting, that I actually found the other day as what we were doing in advertising and branding and marketing and promotion and all of those things. So, we're gonna dive in. We're gonna go deep. We are gonna go on a journey, a fantastic voyage across social media, advertising, and promotion. But before we get into that and talk about what we're gonna talk about, I would love you to do me a favor. And if you can give me a little like, and if you can also, in the kindness of your heart, give me a subscribe and turn on your notifications. Ooh, sorry, I hit the mic. I would be greatly appreciated. What we're going to talk about today is something that inadvertently came across my plate. And, you know, I've been doing this for 17 years of my life. Marketing, branding, video production, promotion, distribution, all of those different things. But what we are going to talk about is how your marketing should be, I'm not going to tell you what it is. We're going to go through the intro right now. Let's dive in and let's talk about it. Let's roll. Okay, welcome back. Good to have you here. I appreciate you. Okay, what is it that we're diving into here? Marketing and advertising and your brand, okay? See, now, the common thing to do is to try to mimic, it's to try to be like, it's to try to emulate, it's to try to do all those different things. But what we're gonna actually discuss is how those other individuals, I don't know who they are, but we know who they are, how they became so successful in their brand. And I'm gonna tell you what it is. Number one, they were pioneers, okay? They ventured forth, they stayed persistent, which I talk about all the time. You're probably sick of me saying that, but they stayed persistent and moved the needle all the time in their brand. They were always creating. They were always distributing. They were always finding new ways to communicate. They were always finding new ways to say something, okay? They were always finding a way to stay in communication with their audience, right? That is what they did. Now, how does this correlate to your brand and what it is that you're trying to do? Well, that is what the whole purpose of this video is. Your brand and your marketing should set the standard of the industry you're in. Setting the standard. Wow, that's huge. How does one set the standard in their industry or marketplace? Well, number one, you have to be willing. You have to be willing to do it. That's number one. You got to be willing to show up all the time and develop that presence and develop that thing that you want to say and not be afraid. Not be afraid to communicate or feel tired or feel lazy or anything like that. You got to be willing. Number two, if you're taking notes, what we want to do to set the standard in the marketplace with your brand and everything that you're focusing on. Number two, you have to create a substantial amount of content. Now, substantial, what's that mean? Does that mean we got to post 100 times a day? No. It just means that you need to have this muscle, promotion muscle built, worked on, developed, talked about, done. You need to work it, okay? Now, we're not talking about thousands and thousands of pieces of content to really do this. I mean, that adds up over time, but you need to create substantial amounts of communicado, of communication to go out into the marketplace. Without that, it doesn't work. You need to create substantial content. Number three, which is really what we're talking about all along, is branding. Now, branding, as you watched in my other video, if you haven't watched it, go back and check that out where I talked about what the true purpose is. But branding, okay, we have this look, we have all this stuff. But number three, in order to set the standard of the space, is you just keep developing who you really are. You got to invest in personal development. You got to observe what you see in the marketplace, have a comment about what you see in the marketplace, and then keep that going. Solve problems all the time. Another video I did where I talked about how marketing should diffuse the tension between you and the potential prospect or buyer in the marketplace. That is number 3. You're trying to diffuse this. You're trying to set this standard of I'm communicating all the time. Your competition isn't going to do this. They're going to try to do it, but they'll never do it as you. They will never build it the way that you're going to build it. So number 1 is willing. Number 2 is creating substantial amounts of content. Number 3 is branding. Number 4 is repetition. Now, what do I mean by repetition? What I mean by repetition is not repeating your message. What I mean, there's a time and a place to repeat your message, but what I'm really talking about here is the ability for you to stay repetitious in the activity. So repetition of activity is number 4. Repetition of activity, of action, of showing up, of being there, of putting those stories out, of spending money on boosting posts, on doing Google ads, on doing YouTube ads. That repetition will help you to create the standard by which everyone should have to try to catch you by. You know, you want people to say, I love what you're doing, I love what you're working, I love what you got going on, I love all that. But you're setting the standard of your own work ethic. You're setting the standard of your own industry, right? So number 1, willing. Number 2, create substantial amounts of content. Number 3, creating the brand, go deeper into you. Number 4 is repetition of your activity. Number 4 is repetition of your activity. Number 4 is repetition of your activity. Number 5 is your commitment to the long-term play of commotion. Clearly, I was thinking about something else. Long-term play of promotion, marketing, branding, and advertising. Like, how committed are you? How committed are you? Now, I say that because some people will say, you know what, I need to take a break. I need to take a step back. You know, I need to get my feet under me. You know, whatever that excuse is that you're telling yourself or whatever, or you're focused on retraction. How committed are you to continuously show up, to be able to be there? Because if you're that committed, you will set the standard. If you're watching what everybody else is doing, you're not invested in your own brand. Well, we want to do what these guys are doing. Good. Go work for them because it's working. They got you. They got you. They got you off your attention of your own mission, your own brand, your own purpose, and now you're watching them and you're trying to adapt and change your whole strategy. You're failing. It's a fail. It's a fail. Number 5. Commitment to the long-term play of promotion is how you're going to set the standard of your own brand in the marketplace, okay? Everything you do comes back to these 5 things. Number 1, are you willing to set the standard? Are you willing to communicate? Are you willing to show up? Are you? Number 2, are you going to create substantial amounts of content that's going to set the standard? Doesn't have to be perfect content. Doesn't have to be, top-level production material stuff. That's number 2, creating substantial amounts of content. Number 3, branding. Who are you? What is the depth of you? How much of that do we know about you? What are you showing? Are you showing enough? Number 4, repetition of activity, posting, boosting, Google ads, Facebook ads, LinkedIn posts, articles. Who cares if you're not getting a lot of likes? What matters is the activity, the action. Get that in. All that's going to come. And then number 5 is the commitment to the long-term play of marketing, branding, and advertising. Do not stop because you watch someone else. Do not stop because you don't think it's working. What's your commitment level? I've been doing this personal training stuff for the last 90 days. I'm almost to where I want, but there were days when I was like, I don't see any action and I'm busting my you-know-what down there and I'm not getting the results that I think. Meanwhile, I come home one day, all my clothes don't fit. And it's not because I put weight on, it's because the muscles, they got bigger. Nothing fits. But I'm committed. How committed are you? Hope this video helps you out. This is good stuff. 5 ways to set the standard of marketing and your brand in the marketplace. 5 ways to set the standard of your advertising. 5 ways to set the standard of your brand. 5 ways to set the standard for your competition. 5 ways to set the standard. How your promotion, marketing, and branding should set the standard in the marketplace. So do me a solid favor, pick up that phone, or you're probably on the phone right now, but if you could click the little like button right there, if you click that, give me a little like on the video. If you go ahead and subscribe to that video, turn on your notifications, all that important stuff. And if you have something that you want me to talk about, feel free to ask, direct message, I always answer. Thank you very much for watching. Have a great day, morning, afternoon, evening, good night, whenever that's going to be. Thank you so much for watching. I'll talk to you soon. Hey, thanks for watching my content on my channel. I truly do appreciate it. Look, if you need help with video production, advertising, marketing, branding, social media management, website design, or if you want to just learn more about how to be better at promotion, there's two places for you. You can go to sysloventures.com, that's my website, and just check out everything we've got there. Or if you want to learn about promotion training, all the stuff that I talk about and I go really in depth on, you can go to sysloventures.com/secrets revealed. sysloventures.com/secrets revealed, and you can get access to my promotion training and learn everything that I have about promotion. It's only 39 bucks a month. You can cancel at any time. Check it out. It's there for you. It's there to help you out, and I want you to know about it, all right? Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for following, and if you need any help with anything in the digital world, I'm here to help you. Looking forward to connecting. Take care.